I Am a Mom Proclamation, a blog written by Kathy Roberts, the Tidy Tutor. You could find this blog on thetidytutor.com. Read by Kathy Roberts. I Am a Mom Proclamation. I recently saw a post on my Facebook newsfeed. It was an image that read, I am a mom. My house is always loud and messy, and that's okay because one day it will be quiet, spotless, and lonely. While it certainly is not my style to diss anyone for their creativity or opinion, it is my style to speak up about a topic that I am passionate about. This kind of saying feeds the mentality that I fight against so adamantly, a belief that is totally off base regarding housekeeping, that we need to give a crap about other people's housekeeping standards and opinions of us. Mainly, though, what I'm concerned about, mostly, is the opinion we have of ourselves. Creating statements like this is a way for us to defend ourselves against what other people say about us, and the feeling that our identity is wrapped up in anything else but who we are on the inside. Our identity is not what role we are playing at the moment, and our identity is not somehow connected to the stuff that we own. First, I would like to address the portion of the above statement that our homes are messy because we have children. That is simply not true. How many of us who have children know other people who have children that live in clean, uncluttered, neat homes? If houses were messy because of children, why isn't theirs? Because we are not a mess because of our circumstances. We are a mess because of our habits. As long as we have reasons, we will never get out from under. On a side note, if your house is messy with children, simply not having children in them will not result in a spotless home. Who are we kidding? Next, I will address this sentiment in the aforementioned statement. About the house becoming lonely and somehow quiet translates into horrible. I get that we will miss the crazy that is involved in motherhood and child rearing. I am not trying to diminish the blessing and uniqueness of that time, but this to me is us trying to justify our lives to the OGP, Organizationally Gifted People. We don't have to do that. We need to live unapologetically if we are going to succeed as homemakers. Another thing that applauded saying does is it sets us up for a crash when the kids do grow up and move out. It is the goal. We raise them so they can become independent, grow up and leave us. We need to be nurturing our relationships with our spouses continually and throughout, because someday it will just be them and us. You need to nurture the relationship you have with yourself too. Do things for you, have interests other than your children, have friends, live life, especially if you're alone. I came up with this one. What do you think? I am a mom. My house is always bustling and full, and that's okay, because that is the nature of a life blessed with children. Someday my house will be quiet and empty, and that's okay too. Although I'll miss it sometimes, I'm up for the new adventure. I recently moved out of my house, where I lived with 2 of my children and my granddaughter. The door was never locked, and all the other kids came and went throughout the day. Everyone did their laundry at my house, and it was just the place to have parties and gather. Loud is something that I always believed was just Italian. There are homes that are not loud with and without children. I like loud personally, but I set myself up to be okay with quiet. We need to be focused on happy. When life changes, instead of going off the deep end and becoming a compulsive gambler like a story I just read in a book I'm reading, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, in one chapter telling about what a mother did when the nest became empty and she didn't know what to do anymore. We have to plan ahead to be happy. Can we be caught off guard when the kids grow up and leave? No. We know it's coming from the day they're born. Is it easy? No, change never is easy. But what is the alternative? Loud, crazy, busy, and yes, sometimes messy was my life for many years. If anyone understands the transition from loud to quiet and occupied to lonely, I do. But to say a statement like that is as if being in quiet and alone is equal to sad and lonely. Quiet isn't sad, and alone isn't necessarily lonely. It's just different. I just had to say that it is time to not allow those kinds of sayings to dominate what we believe, to take the reins on our lives and live confident, authentic lives, whatever stage we are in. What are your thoughts? Kathy, the Tidy Tutor. P.S. If you are tired of the mess and making those sayings give you an excuse for living less than you know you can be living, sign up for Tidy Tutor University and begin to see how you could be living. Click here to start now. You can click here on this video and sign up for Tidy Tutor University and see your life change. In this blog, I'm not talking about that we are going to suddenly be perfect when we're organized. We're not going to be. We never want to be. Yet we'll still defend and try to justify a mess. The picture that you see here, it might be a mess to you. It wasn't to me. It was life being lived. We are not organizationally gifted, and we never will be, and nor do we want to be. We want to be what we are, organizationally challenged, learning how to be organizationally gifted, or at least live a lot like they do, while we're so happy to be exactly how we are, and to allow that kind of thing that you see here to be the life that we live, without apologies and without having to make up statements about them. Do you ever hear an organizationally gifted person say, I am a mom, I am organized, my house is always together, and my kids are quiet and ruly? No. Why should they? For the same reason that we should say, why should we say, I am a mom and I am a mess and it's okay? That's baloney. Be happy with who you are without having to make up a saying or an excuse to be the way you are. I hope that you'll try out my course. Begin to love exactly how you are, who you are, and learn how to not be a mess behind your front door. Again, my name is Kathy Roberts. I am the Tidy Tutor, and I hope to see you on the inside.